You know who pisses me off a lot? The Mark Levins of the world, for example, because he screamed. My grandfather used to watch Mark Levin a lot. He stopped watching it though after a while. It started getting on his nerves too. I got some of Mark Levin's books. I read some of his work as well. He is very smart. I'm not going to say that, but the way that he talks to you, he's clearly a statist, and he's clearly somebody who's for the government. He's for pushing the authority bullshit on you, and he fools a lot of people with his the way when he reads to you, he's screaming at you. It's like you feel him trying to hammer your skull and open it up, And if you don't believe in what he's saying, if you're not swallowing his ideology, then it's like there's something wrong with you. It's like you're evil. You see, I'm avoiding that way. I'm another guy, and this is just how I feel. And I'm expressing myself. And I'm not saying that this is law, that this is the only way. But I'm saying right now, reading this work, listening to Larken Rose on how he dismantles these ideas of authority, this is what's making me feel this is close to what I'm feeling right now. You could agree, you could disagree, you're free either way. I'm not going to be badgering you. I'm just expressing myself on my own channel, and that's all. And also the Ben Shapiros of the internet. You see how Ben Shapiro talks? I'm so smart. See how smart I am? We equate IQ with how fast you talk. We equate intelligence with how rapid you could get an idea, multiple ideas in, even if what you're saying has no meaning. I've listened to Ben Shapiro. I think he's full of shit. He's been proven to lie multiple times. We could go back to 2020. I'm not going to specifically say what it was about, but if you go back to 2020, he covered up a lot of bad things, that guy. And if you weren't listening, if you weren't paying attention, he traps his viewers with his fast talk. So you got the fast talkers, and then you got the guys like Levin that are screaming off the top of their lungs, like they're so patriotic. Why don't you listen to me? I'm Mark Levin. You gotta listen. I'm so patriotic. The U.S. Constitution, the government. No, man, I'm not buying that. And you shouldn't buy that either, because they're no different than you and I. They could read more books than maybe the average American. They could do a couple of more intelligent things than the average American. But at the end of the day, these men who believe that they're superior to us, they have to eat. They have to take a shit as well. And one day, they're going to die like you and me. So no, stop putting these people on these pedestals. If you want to listen to them, I'm not saying stop listening to them, but you have to start being aware of who these people are. They're just people, and they're also people, though, making millions of dollars. Millions. God, who knows how much these guys are making working for the state, okay? They work for the state. Whether you're watching Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, Newsmax, although Newsmax is a bit small, but they work for them as well. Don't believe that they're independent. They're all working for the same thing. Newsmax is just Trump's form of propaganda. But it's all propaganda. And all the alternative media, also listen to the alternative media with a grain of salt. A lot of them, it sounds good what they're saying. It sounds like they're independent, but you look deep, you find out they have connections as well. So at the end of the day, you have to just trust in, I guess you have to just trust in God, right? Even if you're not someone who goes to church. I don't go to church. I don't read the Bible every day, right? I don't consider myself religious, but I do believe in something bigger than this. So you have to put your trust in something bigger than yourself, and then you have to trust in your instincts as well. You have to trust in your gut. And you have to untrain yourself to just being spoon-fed information by professionals wearing suits on the media. And you have to start critically looking at things yourself. And if you're not willing to do that, then don't watch the news at all, because then all that you're doing is exposing your mind, your open mind, your vulnerable mind to being told how to think. So if you're not willing to do the research, to look into things yourself, and to critically think, please, for the sake of your mind, stay away from the news and just focus on yourself. Focus on things that you enjoy. Because if you're watching the news and you don't want to think, and you're just sitting there like you're watching a cartoon show and you just want to relax, you're making yourself vulnerable to be controlled, to be manipulated, and emotionally, intellectually. So those are the options, and you still have the option at the end of the day. I'm not one of these people who are going to say, oh, well, this is all because of the mass psychosis of media. I don't believe in that. They were using that term back in 2020 when everybody was going along with the mandates. They were taking away personal and individual responsibility from everybody. And instead they were saying things like mass psychosis. No, I'm not buying that. That's just taking away responsibility from everyone. At the end of the day, we are all individuals. We all have the choice at the end. You either choose to go along with the crowd, or you either choose to be an individual and to think on your own. But do not buy into this groupthink. Do not buy into the mass psychosis. The most plausible idea that I could say is the Milgram experiment. If you're not familiar with the Milgram experiment, it shows that people are willing to harm other people, innocent people, if people in authority are telling them to do so. But that's a whole other subject we could go into another time.